If I could go back in time and just have a sit down with my younger self to give him advice on becoming a full-time content creator, I would tell him every single little thing in this video. Now, hopefully these lessons apply to you in your creative journey as well, or at the very least just encourages you to take your next step, which actually is the first lesson. Just keep taking the next step. So many times I would just get in my own way and I would just make my life miserable, trying to figure out what the perfect plan would be. I wanted to have the whole staircase built out and designed before I would take the first step. This just ultimately kept me stuck. Just keep moving forward and take the next step, because along the journey, you're going to learn something that is super valuable to your entire journey as a solopreneur, as a creator, as whatever it is that you want to be, but it doesn't happen unless you take that first step. Let's go have some fun while we talk about this subject.
What's up, dude? Hey, how's it going?
Looking good, bro.
Looking good, man. I like that jacket.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. My hands are ashy. Ooh. But at least I got this though. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thank you. So the next lesson is to realize that the niche is you. It is your personal brand. It is your reputation and how you build it. What's up, bro? Look at this camera. What's that, bro? What is that? What is that?
Like a dad talking to his kid.
I feel like the general advice that you receive is to just pick a niche and to focus on one niche at a time. And I feel like that's just boxing yourself in, especially these days, because you are the niche. Your personal brand is the niche. It's what you like. It's you sharing more about yourself. Doing that allows you to build trust with people. People only invest their time and energy into people that they trust. It's just easier to think about that and to just focus on your interests as opposed to choosing a niche. You know what I mean?
Great advice.
I didn't even tell him what I'm doing. I'm basically filming a video talking about advice that I would give to my younger self about being a full-time content creator, or creative in general.
Being a full-time stinky boy.
Do you have any advice to your younger self on that regard?
Definitely. Hold on. Definitely trust yourself. That's the biggest piece of advice I'd give myself. It's gonna be a lot of sleepless nights. You're gonna feel nervous. You're gonna feel unsure. You're gonna feel like an imposter. You're gonna feel like this isn't right for you, or you're gonna feel fear. You're gonna see everybody else making a lot of money, and maybe you'll be doing it or not. But you know, if you have that feeling inside of you, just trust yourself. You're on the right path, even if you don't end up doing exactly the type of art that you think you were gonna do, or exactly the type of creative thing that you thought you were gonna do. You're going somewhere, and it's gonna lead you to what fills you up. It's gonna lead you to what fulfills you, and that's the biggest piece of advice I'd give myself, is just to believe in myself more. Just everything that I did back then, I should have just did it 10 times more. You fail faster, and the faster you fail, the faster you grow. So.
Beautiful.
Thanks, girl.
I bet y'all weren't expecting that, were y'all?
I just want to see the focus. I'm trying to see my white balance is right.
That thing is cute.
No, that thing is cute.
All right, bro, I'm gonna play some basketball. Darian was just telling me how he wants to get beat in basketball. So I guess before the sun goes down.
Pretty easy basketball game today. Came in here and took care of them. Nice and easy. It's cold out here though. Having a little bit of trouble breathing, but it didn't affect us anyway.
What he meant to say.
I don't know what he's talking about. Picture, it didn't happen.
Picture didn't happen. Hi, baby. Daddy's home. What's up, mama? Look who it is. Say hi. It's just us two this weekend. Mom. So the next thing that I would tell my younger self is that people don't remember what you say. They remember how you make them feel. My younger self was so wrapped up in the perfect thing to say, making sure that I explained my thoughts exactly how I wanted it to, feeling the need to script everything, ultimately just robbing my personality straight out of the content. Because I was so wrapped up in saying the right things, I had this image in my mind that was like, please don't say the wrong thing. And that inevitably robbed me of my personality as I was explaining myself. Instead of worrying so much about that, I think I could have put that energy. Sorry, I really feel like I have an eye booger. Sometimes when you just play basketball, like you come home, you find shit in places you'd least expect. Instead of worrying so much about saying the right thing, I think I could have put that energy just in the thing that I was trying to talk about. And what I mean by that is, let's say I was reading something about habits in a book and I immediately wanted to talk about it. Well, I think that instead of being so quick to want to talk about it, I could have put myself in practice a little bit more, so much so that my subconscious mind just takes over and explains itself anytime I try to talk about it. If I'm trying to talk about a subject and maybe I want to talk about it, but I feel like I don't fully understand what I'm trying to explain, then maybe I need some time before I start talking about that idea. And I was so quick to jump the gun and try to explain myself on things when I didn't really fully wrap my head around it myself. And so if I could go back and tell myself anything or give myself some tangible advice, it would be to not rush my ideas. Don't rush your ideas, because if you want to talk about something, chances are if you plant the seed, write the idea down, and then later on sort of come back with it with a refreshed approach, maybe wait a week before you execute that idea so you can sort of think about it, wrap your head around it, then I think I would have personally made a lot better videos and would have had a lot more joy in the process, instead of just jumping the gun, trying to create this idea and then beating myself up, feeling like I didn't explain it well and robbing my personality of whatever could have been included in the message. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that my P. Terry's is cold by now. So I'm gonna heat that up. Tell you one thing, it is really easy to undermine the amount of exercise that you get when you play basketball. You figure you just dance around in a little circle and it doesn't really exhaust you, but God, we just played one game and I am fucking exhausted. I think it's from all of the like bending over. You know, just slightly bending over. It's like my back is not used to that. And that can be sort of a scary thing if you're always sitting down, but it's good to get out there. And I think I might try to either find something on YouTube that's worth watching, or something on Netflix would be nicer. I don't know, it just feels like it's more of a movie night. There has to be something on Netflix that I could watch that Caroline wouldn't want to watch, you know what I mean?
He runs up and he grabs one of them, man. So I f***ing ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash, smash, smash.
I was way too tired last night to proceed. Something about playing basketball yesterday just wore me out. I'm definitely feeling it. I need to do some stretching at some point today, kind of get that loose. There was one other thing that I wanted to add to the point I made last night, to just hone in on the type of person that you really want to become wholeheartedly. Just acting as if you are that person right now. You make those decisions as if you are that person right now, as if you're living that type of lifestyle that you want to live right now. Stop overcomplicating the process. Continue going through the process. And do not worry about whether or not this idea is great or not. As long as it's good enough right now, take action, because you're going to learn something. I would always contemplate whether or not this idea was good enough, and then I would wait 2 weeks before I posted it, and then I wouldn't even move on to the next one for another 2 weeks because I was just afraid of that feeling that I was gonna face, that fear, that feeling of imposter syndrome. Had I just kept going and put out a video a week, that would have been literally the only thing that would speed up the process. It is not through overthinking. My biggest battle is overthinking. And so the one thing that has helped me just to get out of that is to just realize that overthinking has not gotten me anywhere. Taking action is the only thing that ever has. And so if I just lean into that, everything will be better. And another thing I would say is to just stop self-sabotaging so much. Like, it's normal to have fears. It's normal to have self-doubt. It's normal to feel a little skeptical about doing something new. And instead of being afraid of it, letting it beat you or letting you prevent you from, fulfilling your desires, not your desires, but whatever it is you're passionate about that you want to talk about or you want to create something for, get out of your own way. Brianna Weiss says that the mountain is you. We build up this mountain of resistance towards all of the things that we really want out of our lives. And we're so afraid of climbing that mountain that we create a mountain for ourselves because we end up staying stuck. And then that bitterness comes from us feeling like we haven't done anything with our lives, or feeling like we, should be doing something else. Like, this life is not for me and I'm wasting it. Doing something that is paying the bills. Of course, the money is nice. Of course, the stability is nice. Of course, the freedom or, just the financial stability of things, is that alone is nice. But when it's at the cost of not living your life the way that you want to, I think that it is worth questioning. Is this money worth it? While you are in your 20s, even in your 30s, you are young. Now is the time to take the risk, to just give it a shot, to just try it, because you don't want to reach age 40, 50, 60 and think, man, I just played it safe. I just lived this whole life and played it safe and I didn't do the thing that I actually wanted to do. Even though it was scary at the time, looking back on it now, I wish I would have just realized that with time, consistency, and patience, I could have actually achieved something. Possibly. And I think that just the possibility alone is enough. Is all you need. It's just a little sliver of possibility that you need in order to dream, in order to want to create something out of nothing. If we didn't dream to begin with, we would have stayed stuck as an entire whole on planet Earth. And I just think that the true nature of life is through growth, and we have to just lean into resistance and realize that is how we grow stronger roots. That is how we actually grow stability in our mind, not just in our pockets. I just wish I could go back to my younger self and say, dude, stop overcomplicating everything. You are not supposed to have it figured out. you should struggle a little bit. This should be difficult. You should be constantly reflecting on whether or not this is, you know, the right thing to do that you're doing today. This is just the way it is. This is how it is. And instead of just being so afraid of it, become friends with discomfort. And if you become friends with discomfort, it is bound to happen. Your success is bound to happen in some way or another. It doesn't have to be financial. It could be through mental. It could be through spiritual. You never know. But either way, the only way you're going to find out is if you make the commitment to yourself that you're not going to just stay stuck, that you're going to lean into change. You're going to lean into growth. You're going to lean into improvement. And this is getting me fired up. I feel like I'm just having a literal conversation with myself just 3 years ago. The one thing that I've just always thought about is like, you only have one go at this life. You don't get two chances. This isn't Super Mario. You know, that would be fun, but this isn't Super Mario. You don't have more than one life, and you might as well just give this one life everything you've got. And truly, the self-doubt, I say it's natural, but if we focus too much attention on that, then it is just simply not useful. And we should lean into the things that are useful. We should lean into the things that do actually heat up our apartment, right? We should lean into the fire, because we know that grabbing firewood is going to help us heat up the apartment, and it's the middle of the winter. So we should do the things that are useful. And something that is not useful is being so wrapped up in all the self-doubt that it causes you to not take action, to just boil in your thoughts and self-sabotage and literally just make your life miserable for no reason, only because of that voice in your mind, because you think that you're 22, 23, 24 years old and that your life is over because, you know, you're stuck. You're not stuck. You're just choosing to stay stuck. And if you just wake up a little bit, realize what's on the other side of this negative voice in your mind, then you might just actually realize your full potential. Ashton. And while things should be a struggle, you can still have fun. So have fun along the journey too. Don't forget to stop and smell the roses, because if you're leaning into struggle, leaning into change, inevitably you are growing. So remember that and allow yourself just a little bit of time to just appreciate things, to find gratitude. Just because you are trying to grow yourself doesn't mean you have to sacrifice the whole fun of life. Which actually brings me to another topic. Something I struggled with whenever I was first starting is like, oh, I have to be the go-to, or not the go-to, but I have to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. Or telling you guys, I'm such a perfectionist. I'm still dealing with the self-sabotage. Something that I struggled with in the beginning was just thinking that I had to know everything about the topic that I was talking about in order to talk about it. But what matters most in your content, if you're just getting started especially, is to not focus so much on being the expert on the topic. Like, make it clear that you're not an expert, because doing that is going to allow you to literally shatter the imposter syndrome. We have this fallacy in our minds that we need to be an expert in order to talk about fucking playing the guitar. And it's not the case. If you love the guitar, then talk about the guitar. That is that simple, period. Talk about it. Talk about your interests, because that's gonna be you. You gotta share your personality. There's a reason why it's called a personal brand. Give it your personality. Talk about your interests. Talk about the things that you love. Here is the bonus tip that I have for you on top of that. Whenever you wanna create something educational or inspirational or anything in general, you must always make it entertaining. Entertain first, educate second. Entertain first, inspire second, because you have to give people a reason to want to keep watching. And if you don't earn that right from them, they're not going to learn from you. So you have to earn their attention through entertainment, and then give them a lesson or something tangible, whatever the takeaway is. If that's the mission of your video, then they'll be more inclined to hear it because you've entertained them. Nobody wants to walk into a home that is just stale. There's no sort of smiles. There's no sort of, do you want a glass of water or a glass of wine? There's no sort of hospitality. And it's just dry and stale, like a science lecture. Like, nobody wants that for the most part. Okay, take it with a grain of salt, because I understand there are a time and place for the people who are just stale and straight to the fact. But it will definitely help you if you can just think to yourself, how can I make this entertaining? Whatever content you're creating, whether it's for YouTube or for TikTok or for, hell, yourself, doesn't matter. Or if it's just in words for Twitter, make it somehow entertaining. And a few ways you can do that is to just tell a story. Be you. I know that advice like gets thrown all over the place, but be you in the sense that you talk about your interests. Don't feel like you're boxing yourself in and you have to talk about one specific thing. Be you and just say the things that come to your mind. Be your authentic self. Don't be afraid to just tell people how it is, how you would tell your partner or your best friend. That is how you build genuine connections. It's not by only giving people the surface level version of you, Ashton. It's by literally just giving it your all and realizing that through your struggles and through your flaws and through your imperfections is how you relate to people. That is how you give someone something to relate to. So all this to say, just don't get in your own way. And the best way to start with taking action on that, getting out of your own way, is becoming aware of it. So if you feel like you're getting in your own way, label it, notice the feeling, notice the thought, the emotion that's attached to that thought that forces you to not want to take action. The quicker you realize what that thing is, the next time you can say, oh, that's just my fear talking. All I need to do is just lean into it. If that's the thing I'm feeling resistance towards, maybe I should take action on it. Maybe I should just do the thing, right? And it's a matter of just doing the thing that you realize, damn, I was just getting in my own way. I could have just done the thing and where would I be now? Like, it's almost laughable just thinking about all the things that I got in my own way for. Had I just leaned into it, everything would be different. And I don't want that for you. If it's just one of these lessons that I'm talking about that make a change in your life, then that is exactly why I made this video. So please just don't take the advice at face value. Try to implement just one of these things into your daily lifestyle or your mindset starting right now. Because the sooner that you do that, the sooner you will get out of your own way and build the brand that you are truly passionate about, which is you. And no, this is not all about you. I get that, but it kind of is. We have to be a little bit selfish if we want to do anything meaningful with the world. We have to be selfish to be selfless. So it can be a selfless act for us to focus on ourselves and to focus on clearing the demons in our mind that stop us from fulfilling our potential. So anyways, I hope this video has been helpful to you. This one I felt really passionate about because God, I just wish that I could just go smack my younger self and just wake him the hell up so that he could just take action and, you know, take agency in his life. And hopefully this message inspires you to do the same. If you are getting in your own way, just realize that you are the one getting in your own way. You are, which means that you have the power to get out of your own way. The same way you got yourself there is the same way you can get yourself out of it. Whew. This video, I have a feeling, is going to be a long one. So if you got this far, you are a real one. And I really appreciate you for listening. And for you specifically, I hope this message just really impacts you in a way that inspires you to take action and agency over your life, because there's no better time than now to take control of things and to just lean into the things that you love. Because there's so many possibilities out there now, and it's really just up to you to make the decision, the choice to just get out of your own way. All that being said, there is a book I do want to recommend that helped me a lot with my own self-sabotage. I mentioned it earlier. The book is called The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. I don't know how to fully pronounce it. But if you struggle with those things, I totally am right there with you. Like, it has been my biggest challenge is just the voice in my mind trying to like chill it the fuck out. And this book really helped me, really helped me. And I strongly recommend it to every person that I love. I always say, if you are struggling with this, please read this book. It is so good. She just has a beautiful way of helping you become friends with that negative voice in your mind. So anyways, if you want to check that out, I'll put it in the description. But like I said, that it is it for this video. Check out that book. It is really helpful. At the very least, just giving it a look will probably change your life. So good luck this week. Thanks again for watching this video. I'm really grateful to have each and every one of you part of my tribe. I am thankful for you, and so I am sending lots of love your way. Keep on going, whatever it is that you're going after, and never stop. But don't forget to pause and smell the roses every now and then. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. I love you.